What is up, guys? Connor here, back from the dead, back with another video. It's been a long time since I've even worked on this car, and you guys can hear it. I haven't driven it in a while, and I came back to some nice problems. Essentially, what's happening today is we got an idle problem on this thing. Now you can kind of hear it. I'm gonna step in here. Basically, we're not getting a good idle on this thing as we're going. Now it's loud. This car is loud. If you guys don't know, it's supercharged. It's super loud anyways. So basically what we're seeing here is a fluctuation on our RPMs. Now here's my RPM gauge, and I'm not doing that. I got no feet in the car. I'm standing outside the car, and it's just kind of doing this. So we're gonna go ahead and clean the idle air control valve up front. Let's get right to it. Alright guys, this is a familiar view for most of you. If not, this is my 2000 Toyota Celica. It is supercharged. We did that on this channel. It's a very enjoyable car. Right now we're fighting some issues, like I said. We're getting some bogging during idling, and that comes from right here. This idle air control valve is located right inside of here. That paired with the MAF, we're going to tackle both of those today. Hopefully get rid of that problem. What this problem kind of entails is when you're sitting at stoplights or anything like that, it's going to bounce your RPMs on the gauge inside. Your tach is going to just kind of bounce up and down, and basically it's just going to make for a very annoying sort of experience. Right now on this car we have a really loud exhaust, so everybody hears it. We're gonna go ahead and tackle that thing. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out this MAF, and we're gonna pull this part away. Now, before I go ahead and pull my part off here, I actually have a spare, and I wanna show you guys how this kind of works. So basically you have this end that is hooked to the throttle right here, the throttle cable on these ones. This is driven manually. This flap will open up. Well, right here you can see that there's a hole right inside there. That's actually your idle air control valve. So air flows in there. It flows down like this and up, and it gets sensed. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull off the one that we're using, or we may just end up using this one if I feel lazy. We're gonna spray some carb cleaner right into that hole and get that thing all cleaned out of dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and use compressed air, make sure that it's all cleaned out. I'll throw up an image right now that's posted on the new Celica forums of the actual layout of this thing, so I'll put it like this. And you guys can see that's how it kind of works. And so we're going to clean that out. We're going to make sure no dirt is in there. We're going to make sure that nothing's in there that's going to cause problems. We're also going to disconnect our mass airflow sensor and just clean that off. Now these things don't typically go bad. They usually get dirty. That's a pretty common problem for these Celicas. So we're just going to go ahead and unscrew this and take a look at them. Okay, and so what you guys saw there in that little time lapse is me just kind of getting these components ready. What I did was I took this coupling off. It's just a cold air intake here. You guys might not have that, but same concept. Pull it off so you can gain access. And I pulled my MAF off right here and cleaned out the sensor with some electronic cleaner. You can pick this up at any store. It's not that big of a deal to get. Should be good on the MAF side, and so our sensor will be all right there. Now, earlier in the video, I didn't even think really. I said that I was gonna use my spare if I really felt lazy, but I forgot that my car is running on methanol, which has this little bung welded in right here, which is an extra port. Now what I need to do is I actually need to just clean the entire device inside like that, because I'm not gonna remove this line and pull it out. If I were to pull off the throttle cable and my methanol cable, I would only get it about 3 inches off anyway, since this is super tight. It's not very advantageous for me to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what I'm gonna do on my spare. Luckily I have one, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this one right here. Alright, and that just about does it. That's what I'm going to try for now. I'll show you guys what I did over on my spare here. So basically the way it's mounted is just like this, how I showed you guys earlier. Let me get it lined up here. And so essentially this sits in your car like this, and you're going to have this little nozzle down there, that little black part right there. I hope you guys can see it. That runs down. So what I did was I sprayed some QD electronic cleaner, everything sort of in there that can kind of clean this section out right here. I want to get that path clear. I think there's some dirt in there. I maybe. We're going to see. I'm going to go ahead and undo the plug right here that you guys can see and spray some electronic cleaner in there. And hopefully that does the trick for what we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and bolt everything back together. Super easy thing to do if you're getting this problem. Go ahead and bolt everything back together and fire it up and see if we're going to get an issue with our idle. Now, one thing that's very important when dealing with your air system here on these cars is that any vacuum line that is undone, you're gonna get a check engine light, you're gonna get some funky responses. So when I install this back on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my finger around the outside of this throttle body here and make sure that there's no gaps. It looks pretty flat, but you never know. I'm not feeling anything. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side with the cold air intake. I'm not feeling anything there. So I think we're all good. Now I know there's no leaks here, and I know there's no leaks here from when I installed this MAF unit for the Greddy supercharger. I know that that's not causing my idle air control valve issues, or my idling issues. I really think it's this. What we're gonna go ahead and do now is this plug runs down here. I'm just gonna clean out this plug as well, just to make sure that we're okay. We're gonna go ahead and just disconnect it, clean that one out, and clean out this plug right now. And with those components clean now, I sprayed some QD cleaner in there just on this plug right here, this plug right here, like I just said. Everything is tightened up again. We're all good. We're gonna go ahead and install our little battery switchover here. Basically, I run my car only a few weeks out of the year, so I disconnect my battery here. I need to go get a glove for this to put this bolt in, and then we're gonna go ahead and try and fire this thing up. So let me go grab a glove and I'll be right back. Now I have my battery installed in there. We have power inside, I can see it. We're gonna wanna make sure that we open up our garage. Never start your car. Right about there will do. We're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and see if it'll crank over. We have lights and everything, which is good. Battery seems to be okay. We're gonna go ahead and try and start it now. Whole lot of nothing. It is the next day. I left you guys hanging last night. Got a little bit dark working on the Celica, but we're gonna finish this up. Basically what ended up happening last night is that I went to go start the car. The car was dead. I've been gone for about 3 weeks now on the road. So as you can see, I got this thing hooked up to the charger. We're gonna go ahead and unplug it now and then fire this thing up where we left off last night. And all right, we got this thing off the charger. We're gonna go ahead and hop in now. All of our lights are on this time around, so it looks like it's gonna start. Seems a little bit better this time around, so we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up. And we started right up that time. So let's go ahead and hop out of the car right now. Everything here sounds good, sounds super solid. Come around this way. Super solid over here too. No funky noises going on. Yeah, everything sounds good on the car right now. I'm gonna let it run for about 5 minutes and see if we get a funky idle going on. Alright guys, so as you can hear, the Celica's still on. It's sitting in the garage right now. It's been about 6 or 7 minutes now, and I haven't had any sort of idle control valve issue. So normally what you would hear on these things is that they would struggle to breathe. It would almost sound like the car is gonna die when you're sitting at a stoplight, or when you're just sitting still, you're not giving it gas, it's gonna sputter, and so it'll go boom, 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 and your tach's kind of doing funky things and it's dropping down on RPM. But as you can hear now, we're sitting at a steady amount. You can kind of hear there's some blips in it. That's from the tune. So if you guys have a stock car, it might not sound like that. But point is, our tack is going to sit the same. No RPMs are going to go up or down. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one solved. Now, I hope this helps you guys out. These are super easy steps to take if you're getting issues at stoplights, if you're having issues accelerating. Check those two components in your engine bay. Get some cleaner for them and make sure that you try it before taking it into a shop. I hope this video helps you guys out. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully during this pandemic COVID-19 you guys are okay. Everybody's staying healthy out there. If you guys are new, consider subscribing. If you like the video, let me know down below and I'll make more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay healthy. Peace.